What up, people? It's your boy, Master Chudy, out here with another comic review. We got Doomsday Clock, 9 of 12. And I know what you're saying. Oh man, Doomsday Clock, all with the hiatuses and whatnot, is it even worth it? Is it even going to give me the payoff I want and I need out of this event? I've said with this issue, yes it does, because man, it's all boss, it's all baller, and we get to see what these comics really about. So, let's move on. And this is probably one of my favorite covers of the Doomsday Clock so far. Just got Dr. Manhattan pretty much vaporizing the whole Justice League. So, to recap, basically Superman was tricked, Firestorm caused a huge havoc in Russia, and now everybody's on pandemonium, now really accusing metahumans of everything. But we see this is a Legion of Superheroes ring. This is in the year 3019, 1,000 years into the future. And he's just saying that a boy sacrificed himself. The explosion sends the ring careening back through time like a tachyon particle. And we see that Dr. Manhattan's just observing it and everything like that. And he's like saying, and he's looking into the future, so there's nothing but darkness. In the year 3012, there's nothing. In the year 2984, 2430, 2192, 2030, there's nothing. So he's like saying, I can't see anything in the future because he feels like his last bout with Superman, he doesn't know whether he wins or loses. He just knows that he sees nothing. So he probably knows that either they both kill each other off or Superman does in fact defeat him. He said, 1 week from now, the last thing I see is Superman in a rage. His cape is torn and his hands stained with blood. I stand on Mars, unable to answer, but a single question. Does Superman destroy me or do I destroy everything? And so now they realize that something is wrong. The Justice League and all their ships are coming in to fight Dr. Manhattan. I really love this shot. Crisis, of course. You got Mr. Miracle, Big Barter, Hawkgirl, Hawkman. You got members of the Green Lantern Corps, Cyborg, Donna Troy, Starfire over here. You got Flash, Martian Manhunter, Aquaman, Mira, Green Arrow, Black Canary. Don't know who she is. You got Supergirl, Steel. Don't know who they are. Got the whole members of Justice League, Dark, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, John Constantine. You even got the Doom Patrol here. And then you got the whole Bat family with some outlaws as well. You got Metamorpho, Black Lightning, Nightwing, Batgirl, Red Hood, Katana. And then you got Stargirl. You got Shazam and all the members of the Shazam family. You got the Question. And you got Blue Beetle and Captain Atom. I don't know who she is. And then he just looks at them. He's like, 5 days and 3 hours ago, a detonation on Earth creates a tachyon fog obscuring the immediate past and future. So looking at the present and its immediate surroundings, has been trying to read like through a kaleidoscope. And he's just looking at them saying, what are you trying to accomplish? Saying, no, that's not now, that's later. And the tachyon particles finally begin to fade, and I'm able to probe into the past, following them to their source. So we see in Moscow that, Firestorm went berserk. Something caused Firestorm to just blow up a whole area in Moscow. So we see that Bruce and Superman are out of commission. And because of that, people in America are like, oh my god, Superman, he stood there and protected Firestorm. And he showed us that he's not on their side because people think Firestorm is, Superman has remained remarkably neutral in anti and pro metahuman protests. And when people saw that, oh man, he defended Firestorm, he's got to be pro metahuman. So the march against metahumans culminated in the front of the Justice League of America's headquarters here in Washington, D.C., where it's rumored Superman has taken refuge. Where he's at. And of course, Superman has been wounded. And anti-Superman sentiment continues to grow as Superman has chosen not to respond to the allegations of collusion, fraud, and accessory to murder. We can only guess as to why Superman refuses to talk to the press, and of course Lois has arrived to protect her husband. It's good to see some good Superman and Lois interaction as opposed to what we're seeing in the actual Superman book. So we can see you can't wait to address this any longer, Mr. President. You have got to you've got to go out there and condemn Superman's action. Condemn them. I'll be giving up the biggest deterrent to a foreign attack I've got. It's a huge thing you're asking. Huge, of course. It's like huge. We know who this is. It's obviously Travis. Like, he's a liability now, Mr. President. You can't stand by Superman today. You'll lose the White House tomorrow. I should throw this failure to the wolves too. Arrogant and very dumb. I would advise against that. No one wants to go to prison. But Trump brings up a good point in this one because this is apparently Trump that he really can't. He doesn't want to condemn Superman because Russians will be like, oh yeah, with Superman out the way, we can send our Russian metahumans to go in and handle business in the United States. We can see that Rorschach 2.0 is completely lost hope after what has happened, after the truth he learned about Ozymandias, that he never really had cancer. He played him, ruined him, destroyed his family and whatnot. And we just see this guy saying they must reveal their loyalties, themselves and their loyalty to the world. Russia demands it. And then we just see Ozymandias is just watching his work move forward. Saying, report of mass exodus of American metahumans and hundreds were seen gathering around several ships outside the Washington, D.C. last night. So that was the launch. You see, the president also tweeted, the U.S. cannot support Superman any longer. I've done more for the world anyway and will continue to do. Okay. But this is politics that, I don't mind getting injected into the comics because this is what happens. This is what Trump would say. And hey, it's all good and fun. Just set to address the whole United Nations, Wonder Woman was relieved to have retreated to the island of Themyscira earlier. Her reappearance coincided with the disappearance of the rest of the Justice League. So Wonder Woman had disappeared, apparently, at Themyscira. But, she's back. And I like this. We get back to Wayne Manor. And Bruce finally gains consciousness. Like, Master Wayne, Alfred. It's like, what's going on? Where's Clark? He's recovering, secured within the Hall of Justice. He's safe. It's like at Firestorm. So we see that Robbie and the professor wake up. Say, Professor, you get the number of that truck that hit us? It wasn't a truck, Ronald. It's a detonation of some kind. One made to appear as though we were the source of it. And of course, that's what people are saying, that Ozymandias is the cause of all this stuff. So they were framed again. They're on the ship, and they realize that they're on the ship heading to Mars, where Dr. Manhattan awaits. So Batman's getting suited up. We see that the whole world is going crazy. It's like, you can quote me. None of you barking pundits are worth Superman's piss. Hell, you ain't worth mine. So the Justice League is still behind Superman. And we just see the League has sent the very best to analyze and contain any environmental damage from Firestorm's detonation. Green Lanterns, the Atom, even John Constantine volunteered. And they discovered it wasn't Firestorm who caused the explosion. It was someone else, someone they believed was trying to kill Superman. It was an energy they'd never encountered, and they chased it to Mars. And then Batman's like, they're being played. Played, excuse me, sir. I believe your last words to whom before the explosion were, it isn't Firestorm. Firestorm was behind the explosion. But I don't know if the man they're going after was either. I should have listened. I didn't see it. Computer. However long for a message to reach to Mars. So he realizes that he should have reached, talked with Rorschach 2.0. It's like 13 minutes and 53 seconds. Dang. So this is I like how they use the old school Justice League javelin here, right there. So you see all the Green Lanterns come out. It's like, would have been faster if we came ourselves instead of dragging all these folk with us. That's typical Guy Gardner. We don't know who or what we're up against, Guy. And I say, well, we know one thing about him. Besides his not being a fan of Superman, what's that? He likes checkers. Why do you assume it's a he? Shit, not this again, you girl. So it's like, hey, I say the villain is a woman, and you'll get mad at that. Oh yeah, I love look at Guy Gardner, man. But anyway, Jessica Cruz picks up a photograph, and it's of course Dr. Manhattan with his wife when he was a man. And you just see, who's that? It's like, everyone, our rings have located a structure of some kind of a head, his base, if anything, or hers, like Crabbit Gardner. It's like, or hers, Crabbit Gardner. So Gardner is just playing with Jessica Cruz's progressive ideals. I like that. It's like. So, Red Tornado's like, you brought us along without consent, Tornado. Professor, please understand. I understand perfectly fine, Lorraine. It's like, I guess that's your name. What we've essentially been shanghaied by the Justice League. Ronnie, someone set you up, and that someone put Superman in a coma. It's like, and that someone's on Mars? So the Green Lanterns are like this, like, the ring isn't picking up any fingerprints, but its energy source matches the explosion in Moscow. Message, and apparently the Batman's trying to send a message, and it's like taking its time. Say, kind of creepy, isn't it? And pretty. And we just see Lois turns around, and we see that Lex Luthor has recovered from his bullet wound that he received from the comedian. It's like saying, did I give you the drive? Did you get the drive I sent you? It's like, I don't know how you got in here, Lex, but if you come here to finish Superman off, it'll be over my dead body. It's like, I have no intention of harming Superman at the moment, Lois. It's like, I don't believe this. Like, we should be flying home, turn ourselves in, and it's like, for what happened in Moscow, Ronald. not marching across Mars to fight some battle. And you just see Red 20 is like, the Justice League believes that what happened in Russia, including the civilian deaths, may not have been your fault, Professor Stein. In fact, we think the villain we're tracking was behind it all, in an effort to discredit Superman. It's like, and us. We've got to do something. And then, Stein is like, yo, please don't do this. It's like, I'm sorry, Professor. But they need Firestorm, so they managed to fuse. So the Green Lanterns come around, and they engulf Mars in a green shield, and Dr. Manhattan's just looking. It's like, this plan is sealed, ready for... It's like, will you stop it, Professor? It's like, I'm demanding you remove us from this. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. What's your problem? I won't help. I don't need your advice to create a breathable air, Professor. Even I know that one. And you just see like this. Wow, Mars. Hey, don't get distracted, Robbie. I've never even been out of the country before. I don't know. It's like, so Batman is still waiting, and it's taking its sweet time. It's 11 minutes. Like, let me just see the question like this: the Superman theory. Isn't a conspiracy. It's a fact. It's like, no one wants to hear that right now. Question. No one ever does. This honestly feels like a mix of the old school Justice League. I like that. So you just see Dr. Manhattan saying, the Tackians are still messing with my vision. And we just see an elongated man talking to John. He's like saying, let's hear the plan here, John. So it seems that John is leading the team. He's like, we'll make initial contact, Ralph. We'll see what he wants. So the whole Justice League is here. Like, unlimited. It's like, hello, my name is John Jones. Who are you? Where do you come from? What are you doing on Mars? It's like, gross. And we just see one of the Shazam families like this. Freddy like this. It's like, gross, the dude's naked. He's hanging in the wind. It's like, that's enough, Freddy. Darling, cover your eyes. It's like saying, they're protesting a power they fear. It's like, I don't understand. Excuse me, I was talking to Ronald Raymond 6 minutes from now. The Tachyons are muddling things up. You're here looking for answers you don't know the questions to. And we just see Guy Garner's like, shocking. The guy's a lunatic. Hey, Blue Man Group, before you launch into why you're messing with Superman, let me tell you about his friends. We're the biggest group of badasses this side of the Milky Way. We've made the ruler of Apocalypse lick the shit off our boots, shoved a universe eater back into the sewer. He crawled out of. So Darkseid, the anti-monitor. You see Doomsday, Sinestro, every single villain, Despero. You just see, we've beaten armies of evil ring slayers looking to enslave us, burned up. Batman from alternative realities, of course, the Dark Knights that try to torture us, and spanked Super Brass out, trying to destroy us. God, that's enough. From your mind, I can see that you're confused. Only for a moment. In 5 seconds, you will broadcast to everyone the thought you read clearly. My final vision of Superman. So this looks like the evil version of Superman. It's like, you think he's going to destroy you, so you're out to destroy him first. Superman was like, and all of us with him. You all saw that John saw that what John did, right? This freak thinks that it's the end of the universe. And then Guy just jumps in as usual. Guy's like, yep, that's enough for me. Talk is over. Let's put some underwear on this guy. And he just punches him, bam, like a crack. It's like, wait, is that it? Christ, I didn't mean to kill him outright, but he had it coming. He was like, hey, it happens. So we just see, hey, where'd he go? It's like, the ring. I'm curious. What's inside it? So he grabs Guy's ring, and he starts holding it. I think he's absorbing its power. And I think he destroyed the ring. It's like, I must admit, not knowing what is and was and will be, it's enjoyable. So he seems to like the fact that he's not omniscient anymore, even though he's quite all-powerful. That's like, and this energy, emotion coalesced and manufactured into and powered by the ring. I find it difficult to affect. So there's powers that he can't control. And he's like, if he ain't sussed the rings, power rings, he's gonna have fucking hard time for what we got. Z. It's like, my turn to play first. Hellfire burns the worst. And so, she gives out a spell. And then Dr. Manhattan is like, it's like, you all believe you're wielding magic? And it's like, you got that right. I must perform a deeper analysis, but I see this power you harness is, in reality, the scraps of creation. Like the random errors in computer code, discarded and forgotten, left to be picked up and also used by those who also find themselves discarded and forgotten. Magic. So he looks very intrigued by it. and he starts morphing it. It's like, it feels good to still learn. So he's just learning while still owning them. So you just see Aquaman, Hawkgirl, Martian Manhunter, and Flash come in, and he just makes quick work of them. Bam. Get back to Lex and Lois and saying, we should work together. It's like, and Lois is like, you just dedicated your whole life to destroy Superman, Lex. Now, since the whole world's turning against him and he's in a coma, you want to help him? It's like, well, that might be an overstatement. I'm here to help you, Lois, with the story of your life. And she's like, why should I believe you? Oh, Lois, it's true. I admit I'm ecstatic to see Superman taken down a peg or two, and I can understand your caution when it comes to me. So he pulls out a gun. It's like, yo, take this gun. Hope it'll make you feel better. It's like, the safety's on, but... And she's like, I know how to take it off. Beautiful and strong. It's like, save the compliments. And don't take another step closer to Superman. It's like, I was the one who sent you the footage of those heroes that never were. It's proof, Lois. It's like, proof of what? And so, he's still carrying, Dr. Manhattan's still carrying on, taking down, this time, the Shazam family. And it's like that there's a force out there, undermining not only Superman, but all of creation. My evidence points to one of his victims. Have you heard of Wally West? And to be fair, and to be quite honest, there are still many people up to this point who do not remember who the OG Wally West is. And then Bruce is like, my message is going to take too long. I got to go to Mars. So he's getting ready to suit up. It's like, sir, I trust you on thinking of going to Mars. Starfire tries fighting Dr. Manhattan. And obviously he's just playing it off. It's like, as the United Nations gathered together to hear Wonder Woman, who expected to present a comprehensive plan of peace in hopes of diffusing the escalating metahuman arms race. So Wonder Woman is getting ready to talk some peace. So meanwhile, Firestorm is getting ready to, take down Dr. Manhattan with everything he's got. And he's like, no, Ronald, you don't know who you're dealing with. So we get some mind-warping things, and we just see Ronnie wake up and say, where am I? It's like you are 7 years, 46 days, and 20 minutes and 10 seconds ago outside. So they go back to the past. They're protesting a power they fear. In less than 2 hours, this facility will explode, and you and the Professor Stein will be fused into a single organism, one of the most powerful metahumans I've encountered on this earth, and laid bare one of the most deadly. Where's the Professor? And he just looks. It's almost time. It's almost time. Of course, I realize the risks involved. Professor? Yes, as you read in my latest report, I believe the more powerful the accident, the more powerful the end result. If you take the origins of the others into consideration and apply the same, I know how much trouble some have caused them. That's why my search for this one was exhaustive. His mother died years ago. His relationship with his father is strained. He is in desperate need of a parental figure. Yet, in some ways, he reminds me of my own son. I've groomed him well, and he and I shall become one. What better way to learn more about these metahumans than from the inside? And we can see that it looks like Ronnie was set up, and that he was preordained by Professor Stein to become Firestorm, and he can't believe it. He's like, no, why would you show me that? Professor, why would he? He's like, to simply prove my point. Even hope decays. And he just hits him with a fire blast. He's like, and then we just see that. Interestingly, Dr. Manhattan's like, wow, this really affected me. Hey, you see that? Not as vulnerable as he looks, so everybody starts piling on him. It's like, very interesting. Big Barda comes in, Green Lantern start blasting, Supergirl starts blasting, Stargirl and Shazam, they start blasting. And, Dr. Manhattan's like, man, this I think I'm really feeling some pain here. And then we just see Captain Adams like get beat up and clear. Just see, forget Superman. Captain Atom is the last thing you'll ever see. So we hit him with the atomic explosion. Boom. And then we see the last thing is the picture of Dr. Manhattan. And so we get back to the United Nations, and, Wonder Woman's getting ready to deliver her plan for peace. And we can see that the message has failed to send, and Batman is just rightfully pissed. And we just see everything's going to be okay. I was like, you all right? Just another day at the office. Hey, way to go, Ronnie. Crack that egg right open. He's like, I don't believe it, Professor, but... And we see Booster Gold, and he's like, and Bumblebee. We say, guys, and we just see Dr. Manhattan walk it off. Like, I say, and then we just see something interrupts Diana. And we just see everybody's just, like, shocked. Everybody's like this. What are you hoping to accomplish? Boom. Just see, what are you doing? It's like, I heard your friends were all on vacation. What am I doing? So we see the Creeper, Giganta, and Black Adam just pop in to... the United Nations. I'm making a move. And we see that the whole Justice League has been taken down, and Dr. Manhattan just resumes his usual stare. And the last maybe 30 minutes or so of battle was near more than an annoyance to the power that is Dr. Manhattan. So, people, this was fantastic. This is probably the best issue of Doomsday Clock there is, man. Bringing in Dr. Manhattan, it's clear that the end game is coming. And of course, I don't believe the hiatus. It's obviously not going to go to 2020. This is going to wrap up pretty quickly. And, they did a good job, The wait was worth it. I give this a good, I'd say it's a perfect comic. 10 out of 10, you know what I mean? But, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Were you happy? Are you happy with the end product of the hiatus? Are you liking where Doomsday Clock is going now? And whatnot? What are your views? So, thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications. Make sure you hit the notifications so you are notified of these videos. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good comics and get your views on them. Thank y'all for watching. I should have more videos up soon. Peace.